In the year 268 BC, the sacred sanctuary of Olympia witnessed something that should have been impossible. A golden chariot, pulled by 4 foaming colts, thundered across the finish line of the hippodrome. The crowd roared in a mixture of awe and disbelief. But the name announced as the victor did not belong to a legendary king, a battle-hardened general, or even a noble Greek citizen. It belonged to a woman, and not just any woman. Her name was Bilistiche. To her enemies, she was a common slave, bought from a dusty marketplace. To her lovers, she was a high-class Hetaira, a courtesan whose intelligence and beauty could bend the wills of empire builders. And to the richest man on earth, Pharaoh Ptolemy II Philadelphus, she was an absolute obsession. How did a foreign courtesan rise from the shadow of the ancient sex trade to conquer the male-dominated Olympic Games? And how did she convince a pharaoh to bypass the laws of gods and men, declaring her a living goddess? This is the untold mystery of Bilistiche of Macedon, the courtesan and the cult of the golden chariot. To understand Bilistiche, we must first look at her origins, a subject shrouded in ancient propaganda, jealousy, and mystery. The Greek travel writer Pausanias claimed she was a noblewoman from the rugged coast of Macedonia. The writer Athenaeus insisted she belonged to the royal bloodline of Argos, tracing her ancestry to heroic origins. But the biographer Plutarch told a much darker, more scandalous story, that she was a foreign slave bought in a common market who worked her way up through the ranks of society. Whichever story is true, her journey ultimately led her to Alexandria, the glittering, wealthy jewel of the Hellenistic world. Here, she became a Hetaira. Unlike ordinary Greek women who were confined to the home and kept away from public life, Hetairae were highly educated, articulate, and trained in the arts of pleasure, conversation, and political manipulation. They were the only women permitted to attend the exclusive wine-soaked symposia where the ruling elite made decisions that shaped the ancient world. And it was in these dimly lit chambers of power that Bilistiche caught the eye of Ptolemy II Philadelphus. Ptolemy was a man of immense intellect and insatiable desires. He ruled Egypt with absolute, unchallenged power. Yet when he met Bilistiche, the dynamics of the palace shifted. She was not just a passing amusement to be used and discarded. She became his chief mistress, a political confidant, and in many ways, the true power behind the throne. But Bilistiche did not just want backroom influence. She wanted her name etched into the immortal history of Greece. And she found her vehicle in the most dangerous, prestigious sport of the ancient world. The ancient Olympic Games were strictly off-limits to women. In fact, married women caught even spectating at the Games could legally be thrown to their deaths from the rugged cliffs of Mount Typeum. But Bilistiche was clever, and she exploited a brilliant, wealthy loophole in the rules. In the chariot races, the olive wreath of victory was not awarded to the driver who held the reins and risked their life on the track. It was awarded to the owner of the horses. With the vast treasury of Egypt at her disposal, Bilistiche amassed a stable of the finest, most aggressive colts in the Mediterranean. In 268 BC, she entered her 4-horse chariot, the Tethrypon, into the 128th Olympiad. One can only imagine the fury of the conservative Greek elites. A woman, and worse, a foreign courtesan of questionable origin, was competing in the sacred games of Zeus. But when the dust cleared, Bilistiche's chariot crossed the line first. 4 years later, in 264 BC, she did it again, winning the newly introduced 2-colt chariot race. She had beaten the Greek aristocracy at their own game. She was now an Olympic champion, her name proclaimed by heralds across the Mediterranean. But with this ultimate triumph came a dangerous wave of jealousy, lust, and blood. At the court of Alexandria, Bilistiche's power was absolute, but highly controversial. To mock her was to court death. The famous Greek poet Sotades, known for his biting satirical verses, learned this the hard way. He wrote a scandalous poem mocking her relationship with the pharaoh and her low-born origins, publicizing the rumors of her past. The response from the throne was swift and merciless. Sotades was hunted down by Ptolemy's admiral, Patroclus. According to ancient accounts, the poet was sealed inside a leaden chest and thrown into the deep, dark waters of the Aegean Sea to drown. It was a chilling message to the empire. Bilistiche was untouchable. Her beauty and her status were no longer matters of public debate. They were matters of state security. When Bilistiche died sometime before 246 BC, Ptolemy's grief, or perhaps his political calculation, went beyond anything the Greek world had ever seen. He did not merely bury her with honors, he interred her in the temple of Serapis, the supreme state deity of Alexandria. And then he committed the ultimate sacrilege. Ptolemy officially deified his dead mistress. He declared her a living manifestation of Aphrodite, the goddess of love, beauty, and physical desire. Throughout Egypt, temples were erected to Aphrodite Bilistiche, sacred altars burned incense in her honor, and public festivals celebrated her name. A woman who may have started life as a slave in a marketplace was now receiving the prayers of millions, her divine image carved in marble and gold. How did a foreign courtesan amass such unprecedented power? Was it purely her legendary beauty, or was she a brilliant political mastermind who knew exactly how to play the dangerous games of the Hellenistic court? We may never have all the answers, but her legacy remains. A thrilling tale of lust, gold, and absolute ambition that broke the boundaries of her time. If you found this dive into ancient mystery fascinating, hit the like button, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, do you think Bilistiche was a victim of historical gossip or the ultimate architect of her own destiny? Until next time, keep searching the shadows of history.